Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm out here back in the garage and we are going to install this Stryker dual stabilizer kit on my 2016 F250. I'm pretty excited about this. I did a lot of research and I certainly did not want these kits that have these U-bolts on it. I just think it's cheap crap and it's not gonna work. I want the real deal. So my boxes came in. We're gonna get these open and we're gonna see what this looks like. So everything looks well packaged. These are what they call their Sniper 2.5 shocks. Pumped to see what these are about. Glad that they took care to package them well. Here's some hardware. Definitely gonna need that. And I gotta give a shout out to these guys. I ordered the kit off eBay. I was looking for Fox shocks to match the truck, and everybody's back ordered. Even Icon was back ordered. And I talked to them over there, and they said, "Yeah, we got these nice valved shocks," which you're talking my language. We'll call it shock and ease when you're talking shock oil and valving and all that. Especially that's what we deal with on these stock cars. So. So well, hell with it, we'll buy them. They're the same cost as the Icons or the Fox 2.0s. Well, back to it. Well packaged. We're gonna find out what's in all this stuff. Looks like we love our bolts here. Looks like it's there. I guess we'll find out. No manual, but I'm sure I can go on their site and figure that out. I mean, it's just nuts and bolts and shocks, right? And we're gonna mount all that lovely stuff right there. Well, let's open everything up before we get too excited and see what this stuff looks like. Okay, I just got these shocks out and they look pretty sweet. I can tell you right now, these are gas pressurized shocks. I wish I could run these on my stock car. These are good as hell. You can see right here, they're inputting the gas. And it creates actually a gas sac, I believe, with nitrogen up top compared to the non-gas, which is actually a pre-filled tube inside. And this really, it creates adjustability from my understanding. And just to give reference, that is almost 2 inches, 600. Again, that's the Sniper 2.5. And you got your shock, your Fox shock 2.0, measuring about 2 1/8. It's not, which isn't bad, still good. But again, I'm just right out the start impressed. I mean, you already got the bushings pressed in there. You got your spherical joint right there, and I mean, look at the size of that shaft. Yeah. Okay, let's get this kit down here open. See what else we got. So just looking over those awesome welds, the technique and creativity that went into designing these. I mean, we could see here they had fun with the plasma cutter. I love it, looks great. I mean, it's really just a front fascia plate that mounts on the front. But this piece here, it's pretty obvious where that's gonna go. I mean, you're gonna mount that bad boy right on the front of the diff. You got your 2 holes right here. Oh, we're gonna mount it on the truck like so. And the main reason why I like this kit so much is because it's not just U-bolts. You got these clamps, this massive, what's that, 3/16, maybe 1/4 inch thick steel, bent with a gusset on there. You're not gonna bend that. I mean, you clamp it right there on the differential. To me, that's solid. 100% grip, not some 3/8 maybe size U-bolt that you're really only touching the radius of it. That just doesn't work. I mean, this is a 3/4 ton truck built to take the dirt off-road. You're towing, you don't need some bullshit on there. Right here near the tie rods, again, nice clamp style, 100%. It's probably 2 inches right there across, solid. You hit something, hit a pothole here, and you know these lovely roads in Houston, you don't gotta worry about snapping a U-bolt or something. You know, I like the BDS kits and the rough countries and all that, but they use U-bolts. I mean, I think the Icon kit is the closest kit, which I almost bought, but I mean, they didn't have the shocks. So this was the next best thing I just found on eBay, and made in USA. Awesome, bent steel, nice welded. I gotta give it to him. This looks good. I mean, I might not have an instruction manual, but I'm pretty sharp and I can figure this out. I mean, figure out the orientation of this. These will be set in the front, if I had to guess, like so. You're gonna have to do some measuring with the shocks. Of course, we're gonna lay out all of our hardware. I'll put some money that the bigger bolts probably go for the shocks. And you know, again, lay it out. We'll go online, see if they got an instruction manual to do this with the science behind it and not do guesswork and be out here till the moon comes out. Just going over the hardware here, a few things to make things make sense. So these little spacer deals, you get them with the shocks, you probably, what the hell are these for? Well, they actually go in here, and I've used these before in the stock car, and it just helps that spherical joint work freely rather than not put them in there and then you're just jamming the head of that bolt right to your shock, and that's obviously not going to work worth a damn. Going through everything, looks like grade 5 bolts. I can't say they're grade A. Usually you see a 8 there. The big deal is these are nylon locking nuts. Love that. Torque them down. You don't got to worry about them doing anything. All the hardware's here. You see that's about 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. You got 4 for each of these clamps. And these spacers here actually go right there if you need it for the shock. And that covers our hardware. Now we just got to put everything together. Before we get too carried away, let's tell y'all what we're doing here. So we got a couple wrenches here, ratchet. We got the impact. This is a 15mm swivel socket. That's what you're going to use on the diff cover. I mean, helps to get right up under there. Great tool. You're going to see when we install this. The do-it-all Gold Faithful crescent wrench. Can't live without it. And then you got 3/4, 9/16, 3/4. Because as I told you, these are 3/8. 3/8 bolts get 9/16 wrench. These are 1/2-inch bolts. 1/2-inch bolts get 3/4 wrenches. Pretty straightforward stuff. Good old American SAE standard stuff. So let's crawl up under that truck and get to work. As you can see, those are a bit short. Going through a 1/2-inch plate through the diff, obviously that's not going to work, and that's why they supply longer bolts. I'll grab those. Now they didn't supply Loctite, which is what it is, but it's always a good idea to put a little bit on there. So we got this blue gel, I don't know, I've used it before. Alright, we're going to leave those put this bracket on. All right, and we're gonna need that 9/16 wrench. On the diff, torque spec, I don't know, I've never heard of a torque spec, man. You got a RTV gasket right there. This good old German torque spec. Sie guten tight. Alright. Those are tight. We'll go get a 5/8. Tighten those down. So. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of feeling the nut on the back side just to make sure I tighten these equally. And you can feel that impact doing work. And just to give you an idea of what's going on in the back. You got the 4 nuts right there, and they're just about flush. I mean, could the bolts be a 1/4 inch longer? Yes. That'd make me feel a little bit better. But just like the U-bolts on your rear diff, you usually go back and tighten them maybe a week or so later as they stretch. I imagine this may get hot, stretch, work in, and I'll come back and tighten that up. Okay, moving on. But we got the center bracket on there. You got your shock point here, and I was trying to figure out how that Stryker nameplate is going to go on there, but it looks like the nameplate bolts right here along with the shock on top, and then you have your clamp here. You got that 3/8 base plate, which it's going to mount right over here somewhere. We're going to leave these loose, and then we're going to have to adjust the shocks, make sure the stroke is correct, go full lock to lock, do all that fun stuff. Okay, we got the passenger side on, the clamp tight. This isn't all the way tight because we still need to adjust this bracket. But this shock is tough, and be prepared to cycle the wheel left to right. What we did is left this loose and put the shock on, ran it all the way to the right, ran it all the way to the left. Make sure that it's not binding that compression and not pulling the shock on an extension. So we're going to measure these 2 points from mount to wheel, and we'll match that on the driver's side, and then we'll go wheel to wheel. Don't expect to compress these on your own. I don't care how tough you think you are, it's not happening. All right, we're in a good spot, and you could see where previous owner's truck had something on there, and they were using those we'll just say differently designed steering stabilizer kits, and I could have went off that and assumed that's good, but I've always learned that assumption is conflict's evil cousin. So we're good here. The gaps on the side are even. We're gonna lock these down. Okay, we are tight right here, and you can see why they designed this out of this base plate out of 3/8 thick steel. I mean, I torqued the hell of it, and it maybe bent a little bit. I mean, there might be that old Craftsman torque wrench right there. I'll say 200 foot-pounds, and I really get on it. Over here on the passenger side, slight bend. I mean, imagine those, let's say they're 1/4 inch 3/8 U-bolts, they're stretching, and I hope people installing them are really going back and tightening them, because I know they're stretching. So let's put this shock on. That's the next order of business, and go get my hardware. It's 2 bolts, put that in, and we'll be done. Yeah. Okay, so here's a pro tip for y'all that made it a little bit more challenging. When you're putting this shock on, put this end on here first. Why? Well, you're gonna have to travel through all that fun right here and through this. You got this sleeve right here. Yeah, you have this, but that's swiveling. This is not. That's stationary, and you're gonna fight it all the way through. So just let's do this now. Get the shorter of the 2 bolts. Yeah, I see that bolt. It's fine. Well, that's the beauty of powder coated. And please note that the gas adjustment is on the back side. Yeah, I'm sure it would look cool in the front, but I'd rather keep it out of the elements. All right, see how easy that went through? Full disclosure, the first time on the other side, there's a reason this BFH is out here. This was to give it some motivation to get through. So yeah, put this side through first, and then turn the wheel and drop the other bolt. And some of you are probably saying, well, duh, Corey, I would have done it like that. Well, get your own kit and you do it, but the only way you're gonna learn is to try it. All right. And I'm just gonna try to put this side in by myself. Yeah, I said get some help, but you know what? I'm stubborn, and I'm gonna try before I go holler for my wife to get over here. And you know, you guys are probably gonna get a good laugh about this hearing me grunt, which is great, you know. If you like me laughing and grunting and doing all this fun, go ahead and hit that like button. So, we got the spacer, got everything. I'm gonna brace my feet, knees, whatever I can grip on the other side of this truck, and I'm gonna squeeze like hell to drop that bolt into here. Holy shit, we got it. Barely. I'll drag it the rest of the way through. So that's what we got the impact for. Okay, maybe not so much. Little palm hammer. That'll work. Okay. That was successful in a sense. Now go get the impact. And we're gonna drive it all together. 3/4. Here we go. Where is March? Boom. All right. Hold on tight. No, damn it. Well, let's see. Yeah, that old trick. Give it a little bit more thread. Ain't hurt nothing. I mean, we could do it like this too. Oh, we're learning. Yeah, that impact just died. Guess not want to be my friend today. Thank God for a good old crescent wrench. In the time of need, you're always here. Well, we're gonna tighten this. Well, that's solid. Okay. Now, come back to the center. Boom. Okay. Those are tight. That's tight. That's tight. We're gonna tighten all these bolts later. Well, that wasn't too bad. Let's put this camera right there. And y'all could just see some live action. We're gonna cycle it. Okay, everyone, the kit is installed. We got to take it for a test drive, but I don't believe I'm gonna be disappointed. Overall, it took me an hour and a half, if that. I mean, I got home 4:30, probably came out here opening boxes. By the time I was really wrenching, 5, it's 6:30 now, so an hour and a half. And that's dealing, you know, the GoPro, moving stuff around, running out of batteries and whatnot. But overall, it looks great. It's got the clamp style I wanted. Yes, I've said it numerous times in this video. I don't like the U-bolts. They just look shitty. I'll just say it like that. Nothing against any other designs, and I'm sure they could justify why they use the U-bolt design, but the clamp style looks clean to me and well engineered. Now, I'm all about well engineered stuff on these 3/4 ton trucks. I mean, they're heavy, I'm gonna be pulling stuff, I don't need to deal with that. I mean, on the price, yeah, it's on the upper end of the price scale. You could go get any of these other kits, and I was just taught a cheap man pays twice. You can get the cheaper shocks, the cheaper kit, and yeah, it might move around, you might hit a hole. I don't know what you drive, what you do, but it works for me. And yes, I did want Fox shocks, the 2.0s, to match everything else in my truck. That would have been nice, but out of order, or not out of order, back ordered, and I'm not waiting a month and a half, 2 months. So Stryker Off-Road Design, they came through. They had these in stock, and sounded like they had some really good fluid in there, good valving. You see that they're gas pressured shocks. I can't say I've seen that on the Fox shocks, but hey, they're on the truck now. I'm not taking this kit off, and we're gonna go with it. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button, or hell, you could subscribe and know more about what I'm doing out here in the garage. You can see me racing and whatnot, but until then, see you later, guys.